the other side is very strongly mobilized. They have, this was a $5 billion giveaway. They have every incentive in the world to spend millions of dollars to try to keep their giveaway, to try to keep their $5 billion that they see as their money. And so we need to get out and educate Alaskans about what this bill really does and what it doesn't do. For starters, it is a $5 billion giveaway. Every single dollar, every single penny of that $5 billion is for oil that the oil industry has told us they already plan to produce. That's number one. There's a lot of misinformation out there. Misinformation piece number one is that all the jobs are going outside. And the fact of the matter is you've got all-time highs right now on the North Slope. You've never had more people working on the North Slope than you've had under the old ACES tax structure, which they changed with SB 21. Every single year since we passed ACES, in fact, we had all-time highs. The next myth that you hear is that investment's going outside. It's all going to North Dakota or Texas or somewhere else. And if you look at investment in Alaska, we have all-time highs in investment. You've never had more investment in the state of Alaska than you had under ACES. The other thing that you hear is that it's just not profitable to do business in Alaska. And again, the facts disprove that. In the lower 48, the profit per barrel last year was about $3.15. The profit per barrel in Alaska was $29 per barrel. $3.15 versus $29 in Alaska. Alaska is one of the most profitable places to do business in the world. And we see that when we look at the amount of profits that they've actually made in Alaska under ACES, which is over $36 billion in profits. $36 billion with a B. Enormous profits. The rates of return. We always hear, well, it's more, you can get a better rate of return in the lower 48 than you can here. Well, according to the Parnell's own experts, the rate of return in North Dakota is about 30–35% for oil production down there, shale oil. The rate of return in Canada, in the tar sands, is about 20%. The rate of return in Norway is about between 25 and 30%. The rate of return in Alaska, according to Parnell's expert, slope-wide is 65%, more than double what it is in any of those places. The rate of return, according to his old experts, well, actually, to the experts that he hired and refuses to allow the Alaska legislature to talk to, Gaffney and Klein, his experts tell us that the rate of return at Pruno Bay is 123% at $80 a barrel oil. Enormous, enormous profits here, enormous rates of return, all-time highs in jobs, all-time highs in new companies. And that's the other thing we hear is that new companies are not coming to Alaska, they're leaving, going elsewhere. And the reality is, again, we have increased the number of companies doing business in Alaska by 383% since we passed ACES.
It's amazing. And so what what is going to be required? What's the down and dirty about what Alaskans are going to need to do to stop this?
Well, this is going to be, this is going to be a massive battle. This is the second battle for statehood. Back over 50 years ago, we fought a battle for statehood over fish because you had large outside corporations controlling our fish and not allowing Alaskans to have a fair share of our fish. It's our fish. And we won. We won statehood over that. Now, with oil, it's the exact same thing. We have the oil industry who is taking control of our oil fields. They're refusing. And we have a government that is not managing the resource for the maximum benefit of the people of Alaska, which is our constitutional obligation. You are not maximizing our oil resource to the maximum benefit of the people when you're giving away $5 billion and getting nothing in return. That is violating our Constitution. And so the people of Alaska need to stand up. We need to get out and educate our friends, educate our neighbors. We need to get people out next August to the polls and get them to vote yes on this referendum.
Thank you, Senator.